China has built full-scale mock-ups of U.S. warships in a remote desert to test targeting systems and improve long-range strike capabilities. Beijing is putting the U.S. Navy on notice by constructing life-size replicas of American warships for military training and weapons testing. As strategic competition with Washington intensifies, China is expanding realistic combat training focused on potential high-end naval warfare. Chinese military planners are using full-scale U.S. warship replicas to study vulnerabilities and refine precision strike tactics against naval targets. China has reportedly built a full-scale replica of a U.S. Navy destroyer in the Taklamakan Desert, according to the Telegraph. New satellite images showed what appears to be a mock Arleigh Burke-class destroyer measuring roughly 510 feet in length. The imagery was captured by U.S.-based satellite company Vantor, which identified the newly constructed desert structure. The replica reportedly includes features resembling a real U.S. warship, including a flight deck, bridge, and deck guns. Taiwan Defense Studies Initiative co-founder Joseph Wu first identified the project after reviewing satellite imagery last month. The mock warship is located in Xinjiang's Taklamakan Desert, where China has previously constructed replica U.S. military targets. Satellite images from 2021 had already revealed mock U.S. aircraft carriers and destroyers at the same testing complex. Defense analysts believe the replicas are used to test Chinese missiles and sensors against realistic U.S. naval target profiles. Experts say such mock-ups could help the PLA refine targeting data and improve strike planning for future maritime operations. Separate reports also said the PLA has built mock-ups of Taiwanese government buildings for military training and assault rehearsals. Amid intensifying Taiwan tensions, China has unveiled a powerful high-power microwave weapon system that researchers say could target and disable satellites orbiting the Earth. The disclosure came through a research paper published in July 2026 by Chinese scientists from the National University of Defense Technology. The findings appeared in the peer-reviewed journal High Power Laser and Particle Beams, giving the claims scientific weight and drawing immediate scrutiny from Western defense and space analysts. The report claims China's HPM weapon system can now generate an extraordinary 100 gigawatts of microwave energy, a level of output that could overwhelm and destroy the electronics of almost any satellite. The system achieves that staggering output by combining multiple high-power pulse generators working in synchronization, pooling their energy to produce a single concentrated and devastating microwave blast. Chinese scientists involved in the research say the HPM technology has now crossed from laboratory experiments into practical real-world applications, a shift that signals the weapon is far closer to deployment than previously understood. According to the report, HPM weapons could now credibly threaten entire low-Earth orbit satellite constellations, putting thousands of commercial and military satellites at risk of being disabled in a single coordinated pulse. According to the South China Morning Post, constellations like Starlink could be struck at an extremely low cost relative to the satellite's value, making this a devastatingly asymmetric and affordable counter-strategy for China. The HPM system fires tightly concentrated bursts of high-power microwave energy, directing them with precision toward electronic targets in the sky or in orbit above. Unlike conventional weapons, it attacks electronic systems directly rather than using explosives, silently burning out circuits and rendering satellites useless without any visible physical destruction. It is specifically engineered to disrupt or permanently damage low-Earth orbit satellites, the backbone of modern military communications, GPS navigation, and battlefield surveillance. A sophisticated multi-module design allows multiple pulse generators to fire in precise coordination, boosting the combined output to a staggering 100 gigawatts of concentrated destructive power. Each compact pulse generator contributes its portion of the total energy, firing simultaneously so their outputs merge into a single overwhelming and targeted microwave strike. The entire system is being built specifically for future anti-satellite and electronic warfare missions, signaling that China is already planning how to strip away enemy sensors from the very first moments of a conflict. Chinese researchers say the next phase of development will focus on making future versions smaller, cheaper, and more precise, potentially enabling deployment from ships, aircraft, and mobile ground vehicles. The paper also revealed that the weapon's power system is engineered to start and operate reliably even at -40 degrees Celsius, a capability that dramatically expands where and when it can be used. That cold weather tolerance could allow China's electronic warfare units to deploy the system in Arctic, high-altitude or polar regions, opening up new theaters of conflict that were previously considered too extreme for sensitive military hardware. All of this comes as China's latest submarine missile tests have already placed U.S. territories like Guam and Hawaii in the crosshairs, suggesting Beijing is assembling a layered strategy to blind, jam, and strike simultaneously. On July 6, China carried out a high-profile missile test designed to highlight its growing sea-based nuclear deterrent and its reach across the Pacific. The missile was fired from a Type 094 nuclear ballistic missile submarine into the southern Pacific, demonstrating that Beijing can launch from far beyond its coastal waters. Chinese officials used the test to assess command and control over their sea-based nuclear forces, checking whether orders and data can flow smoothly in real time. The missile is believed to have been a JL-3, reportedly capable of flying around 10,000 kilometers, a range that brings multiple U.S. territories into theoretical reach. The JL-3 can reportedly carry multiple warheads on long-range missions, allowing a single launch to threaten several targets or overwhelm missile defenses. Together, these details have raised fresh fears that China could credibly threaten Guam and even Hawaii with submarine-launched missiles in a future crisis. Security scholar Colin Coe said, and I quote, "There are still challenges ahead, but it would seem they are getting close to an operational strike capability here. They are probably trying to demonstrate that even if they can't get into a position to hit the continental U.S., they could still target Guam and Hawaii." Unquote. The Type 094 submarine sits at the heart of China's second strike nuclear strategy, giving Beijing a way to hit back even if its land missiles are destroyed. This platform is built to retaliate from the deep ocean, even if enemy forces wipe out China's land-based nuclear missiles in a first strike. Analysts say hidden submarines like these are vital to modern deterrence, because no rival can ever be sure where they are or what they are targeting. The Type 094 is a nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine, built to stay submerged for long periods while carrying strategic weapons. It forms a core part of China's sea-based nuclear deterrent, complementing land and air-launched missile forces. The boats are believed to carry JL-3 ballistic missiles, the same class now being tested for very long-range strikes. By hiding at sea, the Type 094 supports China's second strike capability, ensuring it can respond even after suffering a devastating first blow. The submarines typically operate out of China's Hainan Island base, giving them quick access to the deeper waters of the Western Pacific. A successor class is already under development, suggesting Beijing plans to make its undersea nuclear fleet even quieter and more lethal in the years ahead.